Welcome to the TDI X overlay, your ultimate buy and sell signal tool. The TDI X overlay is a companion tool that works perfectly with the TDI X, helping you, guiding you, being able to see these perfect buy and sell signals on your chart, allowing you an extra layer of confidence to make better trading decisions. We're on the chart now, and if you want to add this to your chart, come to the top into the indicator section, go to the invite only scripts, and go all the way down to the bottom to look for TDI X buy and sell overlay. If you don't see it, please refresh the page and it should become available. Then add it to your page and it should come onto your page looking like this. Right now, I've added the TDI X and the TDI X overlay because they work hand in hand with each other. So you can see if we open up the settings, these are the settings that are comprised of the TDI X overlay. We've got the higher time frame buy and sell signals, which are based on these crossover lines, which I'll go into details in just now. Then we've got candle colors, where it can actually add a candle color. So you can see these dots over here. Every time we get this white RSI line going over this yellow middle line on the TDI X, it will form a dot. If it goes below, it'll form a red dot. If it comes above, it'll form a green dot. This allows us to stay in alignment with the sentiment of the market, particularly on the higher time frame. This is a multi-time frame tool. So you can see over here, time frame 1 hour. So now it will only register crossovers on the 1 hour. If I set it to 4 hour, now it will only register cross hours on the 4 hour. If I set it to the daily, it'll only register crossovers on the daily. So it depends on your strategy and the time frames you like to trade on, but it comes default setting on the 1 hour time frame. If we want a clearer ability to observe, we click the candle color and then it will mark the candle and the dot. So now it just gives us a better view of being able to observe and find these crossover levels. Then over here, divergences, it will plot out divergences on your chart according to the time frame that you've selected. So right now we're on the 1 hour. It will show us our middle line crossovers, as you can see on the TDI X, on the 1 hour, and the divergences. It'll show us 1 hour divergences. And you can see over here, got the first divergence, second divergence, and then price moved up and it actually just exploded upwards now. So then when you have it set to whatever time frame you prefer, when you have it set, let's just say to the 1 hour, it doesn't matter what time frame you go onto. For instance, now we'll go into a 5 minute and you'll see it will still be showing those crossovers on the 1 hour time frame. So this is the advantage of having a multi-time frame functionality tool. Whatever time frame it's set to, it will stay on that time frame no matter what viewing time frame you're on. So right now it's on a 1 hour time frame, showing us 1 hour crossovers, even though we're on the 5 minute time frame. And if you can see over here, every time we got a buy, we got a nice move. You see, over here, this would have been a bit of a fake out area, but we wouldn't have taken it because you can see if we look on the 5 minute TDI X, we're above the middle line. So we're not going to take a 1 hour signal when we're above. We would have taken this green signal, which would have been a very nice movement. We would have got, let's see what percentage we would have got, 3%. And then over here was another signal. Once again, we would not have taken this red dot because the 5 minute TDI X was above the middle line. So you want to find a confluence where they line up. Over here, we would have taken the green dot, and this would have been a fantastic move. Let's just measure it out. And we would have got 8%. And once again, we got the same scenario playing over here. We got a red dot, and this might have been a small fake out, but we wouldn't have lost much because then we would have seen the green dot. But I will show you a method in a second to help you find only the best confluences and to be able to reduce these fake signals. But as you can see over here, these are 1 hour crossovers. So every time there was a 1 hour crossover in the 1 hour TDI X, it marks it on the time frame, no matter what viewing time frame you're on. This is an excellent tool in being able to find out what is the sentiment of the market. As you know or have watched in the previous trainings, these middle line crossovers give us a lot of information on the sentiment of the market. And when we get this white RSI above this middle line, it's letting us know price is in a bullish environment. So when we get that from the higher time frames, let's see if I put it on a 4-hour time frame now. There you go, it's on a 4-hour. So you can see on a 4-hour time frame, this would have been the only one, but then we would have got this massive move. So it depends what kind of a trader you are. If you're a scalper, a mini swing trader, or a swing trader, you would go higher up in the time frames. I like the 1-hour time frame. It really just shows a lot of signals and gives you a lot of flexibility. Let's see if we looked, let's go into a 15-minute, for example, and see what we see. So on a 15-minute, look how many more signals we get on the 15-minute. But you see, when we have so many signals, we can get false signals. So you can see this would have been a great signal short. This would have been great long. So what I also found out that works very well is if we add the Imbalance X tool, and then we can create an alignment. And then what I do on the Imbalance X, I also add it to a 1-hour. So you can see if we're on a green buy side, Imbalance X, then we're obviously not going to respond to any of these sell signals on the TDI X crossovers. And you can see over here, we got the red Imbalance X signal and we got the TDI X signal. So that would have been a great short. Then we got the green Imbalance X signal and we got the green Imbalance Indicator X signal. That would have been a buy and that would have been another buy. And you can see we wouldn't have taken the sell. We would have taken that buy. We wouldn't have taken that either. So it's just another method of confluences. You know these tools pretty well. A lot of you guys are very experienced with the tools. You will find out your own way, and you probably already have your own method of how you like to use this tool. So another feature we've got on the new TDI X overlay, if we go down here, we've got our shark fins. Now, I've created a strategy with this indicator as well as using it on its own. So the strategy is if it's set to whatever time frame on the crossovers, right now it's the 1-hour crossover. Every time we get a 1-hour crossover, so if we look at this one in particular over here, let me zoom in. So you can see we got a 1-hour crossover here. If we get a bullish crossover on the 1-hour, it's only going to show us bullish shark fins until we get a bearish crossover on the 1-hour time frame. There we go. And then it's only going to show us bearish shark fins. So the shark fins are going to be in alignment with the crossovers. If there's only bullish crossovers, it's only going to show bullish shark fins. If it's only bearish crossovers, it's only going to show bearish shark fins. If you don't want that functionality, you just turn off the crossover signals and it will just show you every shark fin that is happening on the time frame you've entered. So for instance, we're on the 5-minute time frame over here. You can see over here, we've got, if you look at the TDI X, we've got a bearish shark fin, and then we get a red dot showing us that that's the bearish shark fin. If you want a better look, we add the candle color, and then it'll mark a block around that candle for us to have a better look. But this all just depends on the trend direction. You can use Imbalance X to help you identify the trend direction. You can see if we're in an uptrend, then we're only going to look to enter on the green dots. If we're on a downtrend over here, then we're only going to enter on the red dots. You can see. So there's different ways to filter these out. Remember, the TDI X and the TDI X overlay are companion tools. So they work in combination with Indicator X, Trend X, Imbalance X. All of these tools are designed to work together. If you know the Indicator X strategy, then you will know how to use these shark fins in combination with them. And you can use them all together. First of all, we determine what is the direction of the market. If the market's in a downtrend, then we're going to enter our short positions when we get either a bearish shark fin or bearish middle line crossover. So these are just extra methods we can use. We also got a divergence function. So depending on what lower time frame you're on, this is set to a 5-minute. So what we can do is, because this is a multi-time functionality indicator, we can have two at the same time. We can have 1-hour divergences projected on, as well as 5-minute divergences. So you can choose exactly how you want this to play out. Okay, it's getting busy on the chart. Let me take these two things off. So you can see right now we've got these 5-minute divergences on the chart. And if we want to take them off, or we want to add in 1 hour divergences. There you go. Now we've got 1 hour divergences and 5-minute divergences. So it gives us an ability to layer confluences from multi-time frames. When we can layer confluences from multi-time frames, it gives us an ability to have this deeper level of perspective from multi-time frame confluences at the same time. But you'll find out how you like to use this tool. It'll be based on your specific strategy and how you like to trade. And you don't even need to have the TDI X showing for it to show you. So you can see over here, this is where we get the bearish crossovers, plus we get a bearish shark fin. This would be a strong confluence to look for a short. If we wanted more criteria, more confidence, we turn on the Imbalance X, and you can see on the 1 hour, we're underneath this fair value gap trend line. We've got the 2 red dots. This would be a fantastic short position. We would have ignored this buy position because we're simply underneath the Imbalance X line. Every time we get a red dot, we could have entered a short, 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 and we're building our positions, and then eventually we get this massive drop. Remember, however, these signals are not 100% accurate. No indicator is 100% accurate. That's why please use this in combination with other technical analysis that we teach in our group and using our other indicators. So we can use our main indicators, which is indicator X, and trend X, which are our leading indicators. And then we can use the TDI X as our companion tool to give us an extra layer of confidence and confluence in making better trading decisions. So this is a very simple strategy you can use. It will work the same no matter what strategy you're using or have previously been taught within the group. All it is simply doing, which is fantastic, it is projecting these key levels onto your chart. So now you can observe from what is happening, these crossovers. So you can see right now we're on the 5-minute. So if I move on to the 5-minute time frame on my middle line crossovers over here, it will play only these crossovers. You can see we get the bullish crossover there, and we got the bullish crossover here. So you can show it on the time frame you're on, but I like to use this on a higher time frame. I like to use the 1 hour, and then it just gives you an added layer of confidence to see where's the market going, how does things look. You can see over here we're bullish. So when we see one of these green dots and it's the 1 hour crossover, it's letting us know we are getting into a bullish environment. So then we're only looking for longs. And depending on your strategy, like I said, and what time frame you like to trade on. So for instance, if you wanted to look for a 4 hour and then you liked entering on the 15-minute, you can see over here, there you go. So this would have been the only one. You see, there was only one crossover. Look at this. Okay, this is interesting, very interesting. So you can see this was our last 4-hour crossover to the downside, showing us when we would have entered our short position. And look at that. Look at that. This would have been a very nice move all the way down to here. It would have been a 30% move, actually. It would have been even more, 50% move. So let's go to our 1 hour and have a better look. So you can see now we're on the 1 hour time frame and we're observing. This is where we got our sell on the 1 hour time frame. And this is where we got our buy on the 1 hour time frame. So the higher in the time frames you go, the more accurate and solid the signal will be. So you can see if we'd taken a short in that position, it would have been, let's have a look how far it would have gone. That would have been a 73% short if we'd entered on the sell signal. And if we entered our long position over here, this would have already been a 30%. So like I said, depending on what time frames you like to use this on, the higher the time frame, the stronger the signal, the higher the confluence, the lower the time frame, the more diluted it is. I like to use the 1 hour because I'm a bit more of a shorter time frame scalper. 1 hour will work well with the 5 minutes. You can use it in combination with the sharks. As I said, the shark fins, it creates a strategy if you do that. Otherwise, you can use middle crossovers on its own, or you can simply use shark fins on its own. And then you guys know about divergences. The candle color just gives you an extra layer in being able to observe these, which I thought was a nice little touch. And then if you do the indicator X strategy, for instance, you have indicator X showing whenever price is above the value lines, you're looking for red shark fins if price is below. So you can see over here, we're clearly in a downtrend over here. We put the Imbalance X on. Imbalance X, if we want a 1 hour time frame, we can set this to, let's say, a daily time frame. So you can see clearly on the daily. So now we're only looking for sell shark fins. Let's go onto a lower time frame now to have a better look. So if we come onto a 5 minute, so let's just observe in this region. And what I want to do now is I want to add the 5 minute shark fins. So we're on a 5 minute time frame looking at 5 minute shark fins with a 4 hour on the Imbalance X. It's a 1 day. So we could move the Imbalance X to, there we go. That looks good. So we've got a 4 hour Imbalance X and we've got 5 minute shark fins. Since we're underneath this red bearish fair value gap trend line, we're only looking for sell shark fins above the value line. So you can see here would have been an entry down to value, another entry down to value, another short down to value, another short down to value, another short down. Every time we get a short position, more than likely it looks like there's a very good setup for us. Here would have been another one. I mean, the low liquidity lines. If you do not understand the indicator X strategy, we've got so many videos explaining it to you. And we talk a lot about how to use the TDI X. This TDI X overlay is just a simple tool that is working off of the TDI X, projecting these key levels onto the chart to help making trading super easy for you, and so that you don't miss out on great opportunities and they can keep you in alignment with the sentiment of the market. I will be talking more about this in the future, but it's pretty standard. If you just understand the TDI X tool, you will understand this and you will understand the power of using the TDI X overlay.